This local sports report is brought to you by Allstate Insurance, a proud member of the Cambridge community, supporting youth athletics. For a free, no obligation quote for home and auto insurance, contact one of their trusted advisors. Call Allstate at 226 444 4465 to speak with your local Cambridge Allstate representative.
The Cambridge Lions can't be on the field right now, but they are doing some creative things, adapting to the circumstances for their players. We'll get to that in a moment here. This is Jackson Yonkis, the head coach of the senior varsity team. First of all, Jackson, the most important question, what can you tell us about the status of the OPFL season?
Yeah, right now we're kind of just like everybody else. The league's been really good about kind of letting us know, hey, this is the plan for right now. And like everyone else, we're sitting and waiting. And, hopefully we're able to get on the field, soon. But as of right now, we're kind of like everybody else in the province. We're preparing as if we will. And, certainly hoping for that for everyone.
What is the outlook for the senior varsity team this year? Let's focus on the positive here and assume that you're going to get back onto the field sooner rather than later. What's the makeup of the team and what do you think it's going to look like?
We're really excited. We really felt like in recruiting, we got some slam dunk guys, and we felt really good even about our core. Right from the start of last year, I thought last year's grade 11s, we had a lot of kids play early. I think that that'll really show dividends this year, the experience that they were able to get and the development that they were able to get last year. So we feel like we got a really strong core, a lot of good guys coming back as well as some really, really interesting first year guys and guys that are new to the program. So we're certainly confident we got the right group of guys.
I want to give you guys a lot of credit here. I think what you've done with your online seminars is very creative. And obviously, one of the goals in that is to keep the players engaged and have them think about football, even though they can't be on the field right now getting instruction. First of all, how did the idea come about? And what are some of the goals of these seminars, Jackson?
Yeah, I always view my job in Cambridge as, it's my job to help these guys develop. That's what we said right from day one. Winning football games is secondary. Their development as people and as football players, that's what they're there for. That's what they're trying to get out of the experience. So, even though we may not, right now we're not in a position where we can say when we're going to play next, that doesn't change the fact that, for the guys that are registered for our program, it's my job to develop them. So, our staff's done an incredible job, from our coordinators, our position coaches in contributing and getting some stuff put together. And, we're able to use our huddle. I think we actually have more of the offense installed as of today's date, April 6th, than we did last year. So, obviously we'd all love to be out there. And as a head coach, you never really feel good until you get to see it live. But it's been great to see, so many of our guys come together and use what we have access to. And with some of the guys in our coaching staff, we have access to a lot of film that most people don't have. So whether that's NFL, Division I college football, CFL, obviously U Sports film as well. So we've been able to kind of create some cool instructional videos beyond just, hey, this is how Cambridge Lions runs inside zone, but be able to put some things together from, hey, this is how the Philadelphia Eagles run their inside zone RPO, and these are the things that are like ours, these are the things that are different, and try and get the guys' attention that way.
It's an X's and O's breakdown, right? At the end of the day, you're trying to teach them, and like you always say, try to get them to the next level eventually. What's the response been from the players, Jackson? What are they saying to you? Because I think the numbers have been really high on these seminars, and I think that's a credit to you guys and what you're doing.
Yeah, the kids have been great. Like, we really in recruiting, we try and get kids that want to be a part of what we're doing, right? And obviously everyone comes with a different level of football knowledge, and right now there's a lot of guys who are missing their teammates and missing being a part of a team. I was joking with one of the guys the other day. I think this is the longest I've gone without a football practice in 10 years, since I was a high school player. So it's been great. We've had awesome attendance and really even awesome engagement. Like, it's one thing for them to be there, but whether it's guys texting me questions or guys logging into the huddle and reviewing stuff on their own time, and players asking questions live in person. And it's a different format, but their passion for the game comes through, and I think our players deserve a lot of credit for that.
I think what's also neat about it, Jackson, is you've had a couple of CFL guys that have dropped in these seminars as well. You know, Curly Gittens Jr., obviously one of the best wide receivers that ever played for the Laurier
Absolutely.
Golden Hawks, was part of it one night. Who are some of the other guys that have been there to help you? Because I think at the end of the day, the more voices that you can give them and the more different messages that these players can receive, I think it makes them an all-around better football player. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, for sure. It's been really, really rewarding for me. You know, I've been lucky enough to get a young start in this profession and work with some really great, you know, players, and to see some of those players, you know, some of them Lions alumni, some of them Laurier alumni, some of them both, you know, take some time out of their schedule. I mean, Curly became a dad, I think, you know, in the last year, and for him to take time out of his family life and his preparing for a CFL training camp right now, you know, to come on and he talked for an hour. You know what I mean? We've had, you know, Scott Hutter talk for almost an hour with the Edmonton Eskimos. Bryce Bell was with our offensive line group, gave a great talk on, you know, perseverance and what that means as an offensive lineman. We've had a ton of guys. Cavante Bailey, and who's a current Laurier running back, talked to our running back group. You know, Mario Villamizar was great as a talking to our fullback tight ends, current fullback for the BC Lions. And Michael Lane, who's a Lions alum, now playing with Robert Morris, Major Division One college football in the States, did a great pass rush clinic for us. And then we had another one of our coaches reached out to one of his former players, a linebacker with the Calgary Stampeders, you know, Coach Jones, and he came on and talked to us a little bit about pass rushing from the linebacker standpoint. So it's been super rewarding, and I can't thank those guys enough. You know, the passion that our players have, you know, it's cool for them to, obviously the X's and O's is part of what we're talking about, but, you know, we're really trying to teach, you know, our players right now just how to play the game. And, you know, they obviously get that from us a lot, but it's great when they get a chance to see, you know, hey, this is how Curly would do it. This is how Cavante would do it. This is how Riley Jones would do it. You know, it's been awesome. Really, really rewarding for sure.
And I think one of the key messages that you're relaying there is never stop learning
For
as a
sure.
player. And that also applies to you as a coach. I know you've been doing some stuff in this downtime, a little bit of personal development as well. How are you sort of gaining knowledge and improving your coaching skill set to relay to these young players?
Yeah, you know, it's such an unprecedented time. I mean, for me, you know, I've been a student, you know, the first 7 years of my coaching career, 6 years of my coaching career. So between my own school and coaching, and then coaching summer football as well as at Laurier, you know, you always feel like you don't have time to do everything you'd want to be able to do. And there's been a lot of great resources. You know, some of our other positional coaches have found as well. You know, coaches giving up time on this side and the other side of the border to kind of do free clinics and,
Mm-hmm.
you know, tune into those. And I actually tweeted at the defensive coordinator for the Baylor Bears, and he got back to me. So it's been really cool that way. You know, and it's such a fun game because there's so much variety to it, and there's so much to learn, you know, even for us on our end. And if that can help our players in some small way, that'll be great. But, you know, it's been fun to have the time to put together, hey, here's 10 pass rush clips from Division One college football to help, you know, you understand when we talk about flipping your hips, or, you know, having a nice dip and rip and all that stuff. It's one thing to hear us say it. It's another thing for us to back that up with video. So it's just been good to have the time to help produce some stuff that I think can help our kids for sure.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, Jackson, football is family, right? And I know Zach Scotto will appreciate the dip and rip reference that you just made
For
there.
sure.
He has done a great job with your offensive line as well. We appreciate the time. We're going to do a couple of interviews over the next couple of weeks, previewing the potential season for the Cambridge Lions in the OPFL. We'll go over different positions and the players to look out for. I look forward to those interviews, Jackson. But thanks for the time today, and we'll chat with you soon.
Yeah, I really appreciate it. Hope everyone's, you know, staying well and staying safe and staying home.
For more highlights, visit our website, 519sportsonline.ca. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.